How's it going, guys? Welcome back to Fraud on the Telly. In today's video, we got another episode of the Critical Role Breakdown, specifically over Campaign 3, Episode 25, last night's newest episode to Critical Role, a return to Campaign 3, as EXU Calamity has been going on for the last month, and wow, was it really different getting back into Matt's DM style and just Campaign 3 in general after the craziness that was EXU Calamity. In today's video, we'll be breaking down everything that happened in Campaign 3, Episode 25, an episode in which we got a new Critical Role intro that was actually awesome. The group visits some crazy TGI Fridays-esque restaurant called the Taste of Tal'dorei. They continue to hunt Armand Treshi in the city of Bassaras. As well, we get some big information on Fearne's backstory, specifically her parents. I just want to take a moment before we get into the video and thank you guys, because we recently hit 2K subs, which is like a pretty big milestone for me, because when I first started making videos, I literally have no expectations. Every single day, it blows my mind that there's still people that watch the stuff that I put out there. So thank you all. Couldn't have done it without you all. I appreciate you all so much. You make me doing all of this feel like it means something, so thank you guys. That being said, as always, if you enjoy the video or learned something new, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Why don't you go check out some of our other Critical Role Breakdown and Lore series, like the video we put out the other day going over the vestiges of the divergence. Let's get right into it. Let's begin. We got a new Critical Role intro, which was pretty freaking cool. Nothing wrong with the old one. I wasn't the biggest fan of it, especially when you compare it to the Mighty 9 intro, but this new intro is super cool, super artsy. I love the design on it. Make sure you go give it a full watch on the VOD or on YouTube. So where we last left off in Critical Role Campaign 3, which felt like so long ago, the party recently got to the city of Bassaras in the Hellcatch Valley. They are on the hunt for one Armand Treshi. We recently have a guest addition to the campaign as well for this episode, as in the last episode, the party saved a young woman by the name of Dusk who was being attacked by a group of mercenaries. They come to find out that she's very odd. Apparently, she spent a significant amount of time in the Feywild, enough to where she doesn't remember a lot of things about herself. As we know, the Feywild and the material plane have a very strange interaction with time, and when you spend large amounts of time in the Feywild, considerable years passed in the material world, so we literally have no idea when the last time she was in the material plane was. The party decided to head to some restaurant, I guess, or inn called the Taste of Tal'dorei. It seems Matt's picking up a lot of lessons from Brynn and Abria. This seems a lot like Abria's fun little wacky restaurant thing that she made in her, I think it was the Kai Mall campaign, if I remember correctly. It's like some wild TGI Fridays that's supposed to give you like the authentic Tal'dorei experience. There's a bunch of really funny interactions at this bar. It's a very kind of like Rin Fairy-esque type affair where the people who work there are required to role play, kind of funny, right, as certain characters from Iman's history. It was very entertaining, very whole fun, long seam of affairs. You could tell the cast was obviously just really happy to be back and playing together, especially playing these characters again. So this took a while, a lot of really funny comedic events going on here. Oh yeah, Imogen's still bald. Forgot about that. Feels bad, man. As well, Imogen and Laudna, if we remember, had that recent falling out with that whole "you lied" scene. Super awesome. Make sure you go check that video we did on that. Eventually, after a bunch of drinks, the party delve into a little of Dusk's past. She shows them a locket she has around their neck of two people that she's been trying to find, two people that took care of her in the Feywild. Well, we come to find out this is freaking Fearne's parents. If you don't know, Fearne's whole kind of character quest, personal character backstory quest has been to find her parents. As when she was a child, they left her with her grandmother because they had to go out on some big important mission. So we're told. Very sketchy. As we know, Fae, especially in Critical Role, can be very weird. So I have some ideas and thoughts about what maybe Fearne's parents have been up to. Fearne hasn't seen her parents for like over 90 years, so obviously she freaks out as this woman she's now talking to is telling her that, one, she knew her parents, and two, they might be in the material plane. The physical drawing of Fearne's parents, as well with the description and their names, gives Imogen enough to be able to send a message to Fearne's mother. She eventually sends this message. They confirm that they are indeed in the material plane and that they will meet them in this city at a place called Joe's in a couple of days. The party learned this is most likely Imora Joe's place, a tinkerer's shop, an eccentric tinkerer that lives in the city. I can't help but think of a Morton Joe from Mad Max because this whole kind of town has this Mad Maxy vibe going on with it. While all this is going on, Marisha is tracking Armand Treshi, specifically tracking the ring that they placed upon him. They track the ring to a bazaar, a tent, a market district. They learned that apparently Treshi had sold this ring to a merchant there about a week earlier. They managed to finesse this merchant to give them some information. They learned that Treshi is staying with the Paragon Call, a crawler gang, but you know, the one that we saw him with back at the party in the city a while back. They have some kind of fortress within the city that they guard, so Bell's Hells is going to have to figure out a way to get in there. They decide to stake it out. Fearne decides to transform herself into a creature called a Quokka, I think I'm pronouncing that right, which I had never heard of until this episode. It's super cute marsupial thing, very funny. Apparently it throws its babies at other creatures. I don't know. Fearne goes inside. She gets taken pet by one of the people that live there, an unfortunate person by the name of Mike Hunt, another name that Matt makes up on the spot that he regretted instantly. Fearne gets a lay of the land. She managed to make her way out. The party then do a classic Vox Machina, and if you play D&D, you know what I'm talking about, where they plan for like a good hour plus, not deciding on anything exactly they want to do. They come up with a plan that they stick to. They need to lure Treshi out in some way, so they think that sending him some kind of letter, if they can make it official and forge it, something to do with his ring possibly, could lure him out so they could grab him. Imogen goes back to the place where they sold the ring, wanting to get a sample of their handwriting. She purchases a ring from a man that she learns to be Adon Hero, a member of the Hero family who runs this whole entire bazaar area that they're at, a very wealthy merchant. So they believe that this handwriting, if they are able to duplicate it successfully, should be enough to convince Treshi to come out. They have a little forgery contest. Thank God Liam and Orem roll a 23, saving the day, producing a very, very acceptable forgery. The episode ends with a classic Critical Role saying, "At dawn we plan." Big throwback there. And yeah, that was our episode. Nice to have Critical Role back. I'm very curious to learn more about Fearne's parents. They are very, very tricky. Maybe this is just because Brennan has scarred me, as well as Matt, because Matt can be very dark. I'm just worried that something is not right with Fearne's parents. Why would they not talk to her for almost 100 years? Why would they just drop her off at her grandmother's to go on some mission that we know nothing about? Obviously, this could be anything. Something worried me for a while that possibly they had cast Modify Memory on Dusk's, and that's why she couldn't remember. Who knows? We really don't know. It's all speculation at this point. I think personally, I'm just a little scarred after EXU Calamity, and knowing that Matt's brain is also like super dark as well. So I'm curious to see what's going to happen with Fearne and her parents. You know, it's not going to be as simple as she meets her parents and then just woo their happy family. There's something going on here. Either something's not right with them, or the mission that they're going on, that they've been continually going on their journeys on, is extremely important. I'm very excited to learn more about the Fae in the Feywild and Critical Role, as Vox Machina went to the Feywild, but we really didn't learn a ton about the Fae, and as well as its whole kind of court structure there, all the politics that's going on. So I really hope we get to delve more into that. So I'm curious to see how this forgery plan is gonna go. On paper, seems like it could work. They have a really good plan. You know, they lure the guy out. They use their little ball that's basically just like a sphere that's gonna capture him, and boom, they're done. They throw him in their portable hole and they get out. What could go wrong? Well, you know, with this group of voice acting knuckleheads, anything could go wrong. So I'm excited to see the chaos. It's fun getting used to Matt's style again. As well, you can kind of tell, like I said earlier, that Matt feels like I feel like Matt's picking stuff up and using that he got from Bria and Brennan, because obviously they're friends and they share information, as we talked about in our GM Roundtable video. And yeah, it's been fun getting back with Bell's Hells. It feels like we haven't seen them in so long now. I had to remind myself what even happened last episode, because it just feels like it's been just a millennia. As always, guys, if you enjoyed the video or learned something new, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. What do you think about Fearne's parents and this kind of reveal of her backstory? It never is just that easy, is it? Especially with Matt Mercer and character backstory. So you know something's gonna happen here. I don't know what, but I'm uneasy, and I don't trust how easy it is. Either something's going on with Fearne's parents. Maybe they're not the people that Fearne thinks they are. As we know, things can get weird in the Fae. Or maybe they've just gotten themselves into something sneaky. But I guess we're going to have to wait and find out. Thank you again, guys, for 2K subs. It really does mean a lot, especially with how crazy my life is in the world that we live in. It's really fun to have this cool space where I can come and hang out and talk to you guys about these nerdy things that I'm interested in. So, as always, I hope to see you in the next one. Stay safe out there. Peace, love. I'll do.